Hey everyone, I'm Erin and welcome to the Cardboard Republic. We are coming to you with a haul video this week. So here are some of the games that we got over the course of August. We already did our Gen Con haul, which was enormous. We'll have a link to that down below. So these are just some of the games we've got that were not Gen Con related. First up, we have another escape room game. This one is set in Dr. Gravely's Manor. It's an elite health retreat that you and a few of your friends go to. You discover something mysterious, and then you have to solve a series of puzzles to escape, I guess, or discover a secret. I don't know, I haven't opened it yet, that's why it's in a haul video. We played the first one of these, and it was very, very simple for a group of people who kind of cut their teeth on point-and-click adventure games, but it was really good for, like, a family, so I'm kind of intrigued. I want to see how this one stacks up to the first one, and also to the other escape room game that we've had a chance to play. Then we have Stockpile, Continuing Corruption. This is an expansion to Stockpile, of course. I feel silly every time I have to explain that a game with the game and its title is an expansion, but I have to do it anyway. In Continuing Corruption, you have new forecast dice, you have some new things that you can trade on the market, you also have some new investors that you can play. And the base Stockpile game, I played the simple version. I haven't played the more complex version yet, and I did find the simple version to be a little simple. That's fine. I'm hoping that the addition of the complex version and also some new things to trade and some new variables to consider really ramps up the complexity on this. It's always going to be a light to middleweight economic game, and that's really cool. I think there's a great spot for that in the board game market, I guess. But for me personally, I'm excited to try it with some additional goodies. Unknown is a cooperative, I guess, dungeon crawling survival-ish game. In this game, you and your teammates have fled the war that's taken over the surface world. You set up a community underground. In order to survive, you need to explore the nearby tiles, laying them as you go, flipping things over, gathering supplies, while trying not to die. Well, normally you can't die, but if you're playing with Ryan, Ryan can manage to die. Because we previewed this game a while ago, and he managed to find the one, like, corner case scenario in the game where because X, Y, Z, and A, B, C had all happened, his character died. But normally that doesn't happen. Normally it is very cooperative, and I'm excited to try the full version and see if Ryan can still manage to kill himself with this. Agamemnon is a game that I will admit, not my jam. This is one that is purely going to be Ryan. So this is a tactical war game set during the Iliad. You and your opponent are each playing Greek gods, struggling to take over the Battle of Troy. To do that, you are controlling or trying to gain as much fate as you can. It does seem really interesting, but it's also, I just know this one's not going to be for me. This game, on the other hand, is totally for me. Bring Your Own Book is a little party game where all of the players sit around a table. Everyone has their own personal book. I've heard that it can be really fun to play with cookbooks and magazines and things that aren't your traditional novel, too. The judge of the round picks a prompt, like a ridiculous tabloid headline, for instance, off the back of the box, and then players have to search through their books to find the most applicable line or sentence or whatever, and the winner, the funniest, I guess, the most appropriate, however the judge wants to rule it, that person gets their point. I don't know. It's one of those party games where, like, does the point really matter? It's about the experience. Just enjoy the experience of reading. Let Them Eat Cake is a very political game about misinterpreting the French Revolution. Just kidding, sort of. In Let Them Eat Cake, you are voting your friends or your enemies or whoever's at the table with you into different offices. These offices are in charge of assigning cake in the wake of the French Revolution. Your goal is to get the most cake. So you want to bribe the officials, you want to vote for your friends to get them into office, you want to vote out your opponents, while at the same time maybe being executed, trying not to be executed. There's a lot going on here, and it seems like it probably can get very, very backstabby, but it reminds me a little bit of Chicken Caesar in that what could be a game that causes like actual tension around the table is going to be mediated by just the ridiculousness of the theme. So while I don't normally go in for political games, I want to try this one because I do really like Chicken Caesar. And if this gives me the same kind of experience, I want to have this in my library. And Then We Held Hands is a game that's been out for a while, but we just never managed to get our hands on it. I'm sorry. So this is a game about building a relationship or repairing a failed relationship, failing, I guess, with your partner. To do that, you can't communicate verbally. All of the communication you have to do is nonverbal and involving the cards that are kind of, I don't know, dream-like. They remind me a little bit of very simple Mysterium or Dixit cards. We haven't played this one, but it's been on my list forever because I love like non-traditional games about building relationships and simulating that in a way. So I'm not sure. I'm gonna give it a try. Games like that can really go either way, but I've heard good things about And Then We Held Hands, so I did want to play it myself. Dirigible Disaster is a somewhat real-time cooperative dice game. In it, all of the players are trying to keep this airship from going down on its maiden voyage. To do that, everyone goes around in a circle, rolling dice and trying to fix things. I know that we previewed this one, but I personally did not have a chance to play it. The theme is really cool to me. I really like the theme. I'm not sold on the actual mechanics of the game yet. I'm worried that it's going to be just entirely random and therefore not that interesting. But we will try it. We'll see. Okay. Biggest for last, we have Star Trek Ascendancy. This one is so Ryan's thing. Like, he's so excited. In this game, you are playing as either the Federation, the Klingons, or the Romulans, trying to 4X your way around space. You want to be the biggest, best civilization possible. There are some really cool ships. What's interesting is, just propping that up, what's interesting is that you can only play with 3 players. So I always like when a game knows what it's going for and just puts that out there. It doesn't try to create a 2-player variant. It doesn't try to squeeze in a 4th player. It's a 3-player game. So given that, I'm excited to try it even though 4X, I like some of the X's more than others. If I have to go to battle in a game, I tend to not love it as much, but we'll give it a try. I am excited just to try this because of the theme, so we will report back hopefully very soon. All right, so that's not too bad. I mean, unless you take into account all the games that we got at Gen Con, which are stacked up actually behind the camera right now and are really intimidating because they're bigger than me. But if you don't think about those, and if I like blind myself so I can't see them, then this is a totally manageable haul. We can get most of these played really soon. And that is what we're gonna do. Totally gonna do that right now. In the meantime, if you like what you see, please hit like and subscribe to our channel. Let us know what games you got in during the month of August. And as always, we do have a Patreon up and running. We just hit a new goal, so we are going to be starting a Board Game of the Month club. Once we get the details worked out on that, we'll let you know. But if you want to support us, that's where you can go. I think that's everything. Bye, guys. Okay, that's Captain Coffee. Captain Kirk is William Shatner, of course, who... I mean, I share a lot of unpopular opinions on this channel, but let's not get into my opinions on William Shatner as a person. There, you discover something mysterious, and you have to solve a series of puzzles to escape the room, I guess. Only the room is sort of your table, but you could get up at any time. Okay, so I really can't talk about Middle Captain that much because I honestly don't know anything about Deep Space Nine other than it existed. And that's Captain Picard, who's super handsome and still looks the same today.